Hi, I'm Aaron J. Marks of aaronjmarks.com and commercetheory.com. Welcome to my podcast, A Higher Level, where everything we think, see, and do happens on a higher level. For as long as I can remember, I felt like my mind has worked just a little differently than most others. For my entire life, I've been studying, observing, and contemplating this incomparably strange and wonderful phenomenon called human existence, and trying to figure out what it's all about. People say the way of thinking and theorizing that comes from this offers an unusually high and rich level of insight, clarity, freedom, inspiration, and effortless creativity. And that's ultimately what a higher level is all about. The insight to understand how life works, the clarity to see where to go next, the freedom to go there, the inspiration to find joy and wonder along the journey, and the creativity to honor your particular brand of human genius. In this podcast, I'm going to break down and describe the concepts that come from my theories so that you can see into the fabric of the life you're living with greater depth and precision, and use that understanding to improve your results in every way that's meaningful to you. It's the only life you get, and the only chance you have to make a difference here. If there's one thing I know, it's that all lives can improve, and that the human race is just one big collective results improving system. Ready to find your place here? Fabulous. Let's get into the topic for this episode of A Higher Level. I'll see you again afterward and talk more about what it looks like to work with me. Until then, let's dive in. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Aaron of aaronjmarks.com. I'm a commerce theorist, and this is A Higher Level, where everything we think, see, and do happens on a higher level. It's my podcast. And this is the last episode of the second series of the second season. And it's all about commerce theory, my new theory of commerce, the 5 hidden layers behind every human interaction. And that's how we understand ourselves. It's how we understand each other. It's how we understand the groups that we're a part of. So this is episode 47, and it's the 8th and final episode of this series about commerce theory. So you heard me talk through these 5 layers: ontology, theology, sociology, anthropology, systems and signals. I knew it'd be challenging. I mean, I needed to take a couple breaks and really collect my thoughts and just kind of rest a little bit, because this is a taxing thing to do. These are deep, intricate concepts. In a way, they sound very simple, but really they do sum up our entire sense of being human. And so there is a lot of intricacy that I've had to sort of connect, kind of in my thinking as I prepared to do this. It's some of the fewest words I've ever written, but also some of the most complete analysis I've ever done of human behavior. So why is this significant? Why is it important? How is it helpful? How is it practical? So, every organization that you'll ever go in, it's, you're going to see on the surface systems and signals. You're going to see, okay, you're going to see logos, you're going to see placements of things, you're going to see objects that are chosen, you're going to see words, you're going to see the way people dress, you're going to see the way people walk, you're going to feel how it feels in there, you're going to see the color schemes. You're going to see the way the space is apportioned and how many windows there are, how many doors there are, what kind of style it is, how expensive things are, how new the architecture is, what their marketing materials look like, right? um, what what is set apart, what has special significance drawn to it, right? You're going to see this in the space, you're going to see this in their communication, you're going to see this in the digital communication, you're going to see it in the way people talk. So this is true of businesses and companies, small businesses, large corporations. This is true of government institutions, so courthouses, city halls, schools, academic institutions, religious institutions, uh, families, residences. This happens at, like family gatherings, happens at high school reunions, right? It happens on the global level, right? So it happens on the national level. So, you have nations going through these things, right? This ritualized behavior and, keeping it afloat with systems and expressing significance through signals. And in this global community, we even have places where we do this together, like the United Nations, right? So everywhere you go, there are these systems and signals that are communicating what people value to you, or not only what people value, but what people think it's even possible to value, and what people think is the highest possible value. That's theology, right? And it all comes from this, this ontological presence that we have within space and time. This longing to be out of space and time, to be instead of to do, right? But we can't do that, right? Because we're consigned to space and time. And so we have to make our doing as much like being as possible, right? And so I think when we do successfully create groups around our ultimate values, then we do have a sense of being. We do have a sense of being removed from space-time and being at rest, being at peace, having that completion that we seek. And the more people are on the same page, the more people feel like they belong and really understand and fit into the social groups to which we belong, the more harmoniously they work, the more everyone is part of the rituals and understands the shared trade-offs everyone's making in those groups, the more complete they will feel in those groups. And so the better they will communicate to the outside which people should be in those groups and which people should not be in those groups. And so the group membership um, will have a harmony, right? So from really understanding this. So that's the impact and the import of commerce theory. Okay. So if that's something that you desire for your group, no matter what kind of group it is, like this is a framework to consult with organizations of all different shapes and sizes. So if that's something you crave, if you crave a more effortless sense of completion in your organizations, a way to attract the right people who know what to do, who know which rituals to enact, who know how to behave in that organization, uh, more effectively and with less effort, then commerce theory is is going to be helpful for you. So that's the impact and the importance of commerce theory. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed, really taking a very analytical and philosophical look at what humans are doing when we interfluence, interrelate with one another in all the different social groups in which we find each other. So, because I really do think you will always find those five layers operating, and that you'll gain significant insight and understanding and much greater and more effortless control over the outcomes of the social groups and the feelings and the success of all the social groups that you influence, and that you will, continue to encounter new ones and influence those, and discern perhaps the ones that are not right for you and leave those groups and join others. Commerce theory helps you understand all of this better as an individual and as an organization, because once again, society is made of two different kinds of units: the individual and the organization. Individuals influence many organizations. Organizations are made of many individuals, and there's this constant cycle. And commerce theory helps us understand all of that better and behave as social beings with even greater harmony, who understand that we're all seeking ultimate valuation. And that's commerce theory. So hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed recording it. I knew that was going to be dense and challenging. That was a real workout for my brain. That ended up being just short of 2 hours, that whole series. So I hope you found it worth it to listen to. I hope you check out the book, Seeking Completion, when that's available, because that'll be another way of presenting this. I hope you go and check out the presentation that I made about this. That's available on my website that I'll link to in the notes here. So this is Aaron of aaronjmarks.com. This is I'm a visionary purpose coach, metaphysical leadership mentor, commerce theorist. I've been using that term primarily in this series, but I hope you do see that, I really contemplate human behavior and interaction at a very deep level, and I really do try to get to the bottom of what it is, what it all aims toward, and that's why people feel better after they work with me and have more successful lives and more successful lives as individuals and also as members of all sorts of different organizations. So hope you enjoyed commerce theory. I'm kind of taxed, but I'm going to go mow the lawn, as I said I would in one of the episodes. So yeah, I'll see you for another episode of A Higher Level at some point, where we'll get into the third series, which is about the 8 steps that take us from purpose to action, and that's from my first book, The Complete Science of Human Dynamics. There'll likely be some other, kind of goodies in the middle, like some bonuses like blog posts and essays and things. And I know a lot of people listen to those too. So So yeah, this has been A Higher Level. It's my podcast where everything we think, see, and do happens on a higher level. This is Aaron of Aaron J. Marks, and I'll talk to you later, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for joining me on A Higher Level. If I've done my job right, you're seeing, thinking, and acting differently, with more clarity, more decisiveness, more intention, more success. The current state of your life is just a set of results, and they can all be improved. Doesn't matter whether it concerns yourself, your family, your friends, your community, your workplace, your investments, your world. Behave differently, act differently, communicate differently, and your results will change, guaranteed. But how do you change your actions, behaviors, and communications? If you're unsure, give me a shout. I've helped dozens of motivated leaders and organizations like you and yours to improve their results by discerning exactly the right next step. It's something not everyone can do, and it happens to be my specialty. Sound like something you can use? Learn more about me on all my media channels and reach out to start your own conversation and improve your life in every way. There's nothing like it. And you're worth it, because if you're not, then no one is. Thanks again for joining me on A Higher Level. I'll talk to you next time, and we'll continue to see, think, and act on a higher level. Until then.